think though.
We're live! Yay! We did it! You have no idea how hard that was for actually just to go live, but we're here, we're fabulous, and we just can't wait to start talking about American Horror Story
Apocalypse
episode 5
of season 8.
Boy Wonder. I wonder where you are. Do my best Stevie Nicks. I really can't do it. You guys probably already know that.
So, should we just, we had a comment last time. I don't know if we want to do that in the beginning. Probably, since it was for last week's.
Should we do it? Should we do it?
We should do it
now? This is do it now.
Address all of our comments.
Oh, comments.
So, last week's episode, episode
go straight.
4, was, could it be Satan?
And it turned out it probably was.
Yeah. Or at least his son. And we had a comment on this video. It was a very long comment, but we are going to read it because we read all our comments. Earth to Sarah Tarot said, we are going to basically sum this up. She said, "You girls are so hilarious. Love it. Thank you. You are so right. He isn't a warlock. I don't think they don't say how that is passed down. Maybe Vivian Harmon was a witch and he got her power, or Constance was a witch. It skips a generation. So if Michael, not male or female, androgynous being, can have the power of the witches and the devil's child. All Constance's kids were messed up physically or mentally, but she spoke about her grandchild like she knew he was wild. No way she gave him up. Maybe she was killed by Tate for revenge, and he liked Vivian, his real mom, but she couldn't leave the mansion. I'm just confused with this backstory on Mead. If she isn't a person but a robot, still don't know where her memory is real, or did Michael make them up? Maybe she was a real person until Michael used her as a conduit body for Constance to come back to him. If she was actually a Satan woman, or if she is programmed by Michael. I know conduits are usually dark souls doing incantation and saying prayers in the dark world. They may come. She says the identity spells are to suppress their powers as witches, so they would be saved until they could kill Michael. The new Supreme has got to be Mallory in disguise, and Zoe could be in Coco's. She wouldn't even be on radar for witch hunting, or Zoe could be in Mallory's body. And the new Supreme, maybe with butterflies, could be Coco. My concerns are Madison and Queenie. They both sold their soul to Langdon, so if they're on the witch's side, they could be spies for the devil. So she goes on to go into more detail about that, but those are some really good theories.
Yes, I like how you have Constance.
Yeah, and I actually share some of those similar theories myself. And we're going to talk about that right now.
So should we just go through the breakdown of the story, just a little review of the episode?
Well, it opens with Coven music, which is my favorite. So I was...
So we open up Cordelia, and it looks like the rebel...
graveyard. There's like a graveyard, right?
It's a rebel of the Coven house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been destroyed. And then all these zombies come out to start eating her. And then she looks up, and there is this
white-faced devil.
Laughing.
And
then she comes back.
And by the way, like, obviously that's Langdon.
Yeah, it looks like Langdon.
It looks like Langdon, but she doesn't realize
because we've seen his face before when Mallory kind of like came up with him in like episode 3. You know, like when Mallory threw some dark magic and he threw some dark magic, and it's just like, rah! So we've seen that face before. It won't be the last either.
And then we come back and she's like, 7 wonders of the world. We got to do it right now.
Well, I'll meet you. We'll do it on the blue moon, the blood moon. And the blood moon goes back to Roanoke.
Drink one while we're doing it.
Yes. The blood moon goes back to Roanoke. Roanoke? Is that
Roanoke?
Roanoke.
Yeah.
Where it really says that kind of like the ghosts of anybody could kind of like take human form. So I thought it was kind of really interesting to actually throw in like that little twist into like a previous season. Because that's what happened in the Blood Moon, so that's really fascinating. I really like that little throwback. Crossovers. Oh.
And then so they do the 7 wonders test, and this is basically they start like preparing it for him. They make a Mark Zuckerberg comment with like what was the line that he says? He was like, "Oh, we can't let the men be in charge. Like, there have never been good men leaders. Think of this person and this person and Mark Zuckerberg." And it's just like, oh, wow. Way to throw under the bus. So the Supremes, Cordelia's power is leaving her. She's dying. We find that out.
Because when a new Supreme rises, the old one fades away.
And she knows she is. And
but who could the new Supreme be?
Let's talk about that after we go over the breakdown. We're going to save the theories for afterwards. So we learned about Coco's power.
Oh yeah, she can detect gluten. She knows what's inside something of gluten.
Oh, there's gluten in that. There's gluten in
there's gluten in that.
So
there's gluten in that.
It was
which is a
funny.
really great power to have if you live in Beverly Hills, to be honest.
Yeah, it is actually. And it was kind of funny. It goes with her character, and we got to see why she was introduced into the coven. Her dad basically found the coven for her and basically paid her way in. Cordelia was like, yeah, come on in. You can sense danger, basically, for your friends. So what's his name? The guy who sees the devil face. They're doing okay. So back at the Warlock School of Wizardry,
the all-boy Hogwarts.
Yes. They are they put like a fire circle around Michael, and they're celebrating.
Well, it was like some really weird ritual. Be kind of like, hey, dude, you're gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have like some fire and then some ice fire, and then we're gonna have a big
fire party.
But John Henry, he goes kind of like, there's something not good about this.
Yeah, he's still just
So he looks at Langdon and he sees that white face devil.
Yeah, devil.
And he's kind of like, I gotta bounce. Dude.
I'm
leaving.
I gotta bounce.
I'm leaving. It's just like, but then the other guy comes into the room going like, you can't leave. Like, what do you think you're trying to do? And so he's trying to kind of like have a little duel with magic.
Warlock duel. And he was like, bitch, don't test me. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Boom. It puts him up against the wall. And so John Henry leaves. And he goes to a nice, charming gas station in the middle of nowhere where nothing bad can happen.
And who else but Kathy Bates, Mrs. Mead, to show up in disguise and be like, oh, can you help me pump some gas? I'm so
old. I just don't know what I'm doing. I've never used a gas pump before. It's just so new.
Sure, I'll help you. And then she slits his ankles, slits his throat, and sets him on fire.
Burn that bitch. We don't need no water.
I think that was like a really short-lived time span for that character, and I really like him as an actor, and I'm wondering if he's going to come back.
Well, that's what they kind of do in American Horror Story. If you remember Joan Collins, she was in the opening credits for this in the first 2 episodes, and then she got cut off.
Right.
I
think they're going to bring people back. I'm hoping.
I think we're going to see some of him in flashbacks. That's what I believe is going to happen. But then afterwards, Mead goes back to the outpost.
Oh, and Kathy Bates, though, when she kills him, she says, no more spells.
To John Henry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not hear that.
I don't know what that means because he didn't really cast any spells.
But also, he's burned. So good luck making a spell out of that. So Mead goes back to the outpost and meets up with Langdon. He's kind of like, yeah, Langdon, I did this stuff and we're going to be awesome. And all this. By the way, Ariel, the other guy, he's in on this.
He knows all about you.
But actually, don't talk about your dad.
Just don't talk about your dad in front of him.
Who could that? Is his dad Tate? Or is he talking about Satan?
Both.
I'm not sure. It doesn't sound that good.
And it was confirmed, our theory that Michael was tricking the warlocks to sneak his way in there and then overrun them. Like he's not really a warlock, but he's pretending to be one so that he can take over the witches and warlocks and sort of be just the Antichrist.
Well, it's kind of like if you know your biggest competition in this world is to kind of like, and your one job is to blow it up, and there's like kind of like one group of people to kind of like prevent you from doing that.
Yeah.
Why is it to like infiltrate those people and blow them up from the inside out?
His plan is to destroy them, so that was confirmed. He's not really with them. And then they do the Seven Wonders silent film.
Oh, segment. I love that.
I hated that.
I love that. I just like love the little throwbacks to Coven, and I just think kind of like
it was a throwback to Coven,
and I just thought it was.
But I didn't
really
even like it in Coven, so I wasn't a fan of the silent film.
Well, just to show you kind of like these tests have been done for so many years and so much time that why don't we make it a little black and white?
I just don't like to read.
Yes, we know that.
And then Misty Day.
Oh my goodness!
The last test is to go to hell and.
Bring back my girl Misty, please.
Bring back Misty
because
Day.
I love her. Because one of the 7 wonders of the world is to kind of like balance that act between life and death. So you have to go to the underworld and be able to come back. But Cordelia switched up on a little bit, going kind of like not only just go there and come back, go there and come back with one of my girls.
Bring someone back.
So he did that. So he goes down this hallway of hell.
Before he even does that, Ariel's kind of like, that's not fair. Like, you're changing the rules. Like, he doesn't need to bring someone back. And she's like, I'm still the supreme bitch. Like, I can basically I can rip your throat with a switch of my finger.
I can snap my fingers. I can crush your larynx.
Langdon kind of comes in and he's like, you know what? No, I heard this whole conversation. It's okay.
Because of powers and stuff.
So they do it. He goes into hell and there's this science class.
It's a hallway of hell. Well, if you do remember from the Coven, that's where Misty died. Misty died because the version of hell is your worst nightmare being played over and over.
It's like purgatory.
Over and over again. She's been down there for like years,
Yeah.
Every day. She's up the frog.
Cutting up a frog in science
bring
class.
Bring it back to life. And then cutting again. And bring it back to life. And cutting again.
Yeah, being forced to kill a living thing.
Yeah.
And he Langdon comes in and guts her teacher in front of her eyes.
Kind of like what she's been doing to the frog.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly like what she's been doing to the frog. And then she's like, "Are you here to save me?" And then all of the students in the classroom tilt their heads back and their mouths go wide open, and there's like these really, really creepy whispers, like,
what are they saying? What are these demons saying?
I mean, I'm thinking that they are making a deal with him for stealing a soul from hell. You got to make a deal if you want to take a soul from the devil.
I don't think so, because what happened with Queenie and Madison? That's the same exact thing that happened. But I think it was something more deeper than that. I think Misty has such a deep feeling for like these in-betweens that, like, when he came there, that these demons not negotiating her out of hell. I don't believe that. I believe it's these spirits kind of like going like, okay, like, here's this like a little, here's kind of like your map, like, here's a plan, like, follow the plan, like
giving him instructions.
Yeah, giving him instructions about kind of like what to do. So I don't think it's a negotiation. I think it's just like an easy flaw to be kind of like, you know.
I don't know though, because when Misty comes out, her powers are sort of like gone. I don't know if it's because she says it's because she's been away for so long that she's lost them, but it might have been, I don't know. It's just kind of
I think that, I don't think she lost her powers. I think it's just been stunted a little bit because it's been a while since she actually used them.
So when Langdon comes back up, they're like, "Oh, you couldn't do it," kind of thing. And then right after that, and by the way, this took a toll on Langdon. He was like, well, and he needed to like sit down and just like, so he's like not almighty powerful. He's very powerful, but not like indestructible.
Well, he has the soul of a demon, but the body of a human.
Mm-hmm.
So
when he comes back up, Misty Day does come up, and it is a reunion, and it is beautiful, and it is happy. And then Cordelia is just like has a nosebleed and faints again. Like, she cannot stop fainting.
Well, because the new Supreme's rising, and she must fade away.
Yeah. So after that, she brings the White Witch, which
Stevie
is Stevie Nicks.
So we had to pause the episode and have a Stevie Nicks, music video, which I don't
the whole song.
I like the twirl. I like the twirl.
Oh my god, it was just like, this is nice. You're having your moment and stuff, and that's cool. And they probably had it. Sorry, they probably had it stay that long because she's not going to reappear in the season. They probably just wanted her moment, and I don't know. And then basically they go and talk to the girls. So Madison goes and talks to Cordelia, takes her aside because she sees the don't they see the devil in that performance? Somebody looks at him, or they just get weird feelings from him.
That scene kind of like what was happening there. If we watch that scene, it seems kind of like Cordelia and Madison even talking like telepathically.
They look at each other. They give each other a look, and they just know. Like,
and so when Stevie Nicks' music video ends. We go into the room, and Madison's kind of like, "You want me to do what now? You want me to go where?" And Cordelia's like, "I want you to go this place and get some dirt on Langdon. You need some dirt on Langdon." And then
the professor guy comes in, and he's like, "I can hear you, and I want in on this, or I'm gonna tell them, or whatever. But I don't have good feelings about Langdon either. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with you."
But where are they going?
Murder House.
Turn back to Murder House. Oh,
yay!
Murder House.
The true. Oh, you're missing your A.
Oh, Murder House. Well, yes, Murder House. I made these.
But basically, we're gonna have the crossover with Coven and Murder House.
I love that they send Madison there out of all people, because who built the Murder House? Her great grandfather.
Great.
Yes, because he was Madison, something Montgomery's, Singing to the Stars. So it's really funny to have her go back there.
And Jessica Lange is gonna be there. If you saw the preview for next week's episode, she's in it.
We're gonna see Constance, guys.
Yes, some answers finally. And okay, so that's pretty much sums up the episode. That's where we end. So now let's go into theories.
They're gonna go to the Murder House.
They're gonna go to the Murder House. I think that this episode, last week's episode was by far my favorite. This week's wasn't bad, but it definitely felt like a filler episode to get to the next one.
Well, to get to the Murder House.
Yeah, and so we are officially like halfway through the season, and I do think that it's okay. So I think that.
What do you think?
What I think is that Cordelia's losing her powers not because Michael is rising, but because Mallory is rising. Her powers are crazy good. She went and protected her specifically, and Coco put a spell on them. So that Coco, I think she put a spell on just to protect Mallory. And then Mallory, she's protecting because she knows that she is going to be the next Supreme. So I think she knows that her powers are dwindling away because of Mallory, and she's trying to keep that quiet. She's trying to blame it on Michael and say like, okay, yeah, I wanted to know how powerful he was, so I know how to
bitch
defeat
ain't
him.
Gonna be Supreme. I tricked him.
Yeah.
He don't even know that I tricked him.
I think it's going to be a face-off with Mallory and Michael.
I can see that.
And it's going to be like the Supreme Witch versus the Antichrist. And then Cordelia, I guess, is going to die because Mallory is rising up.
Well, that's what's going to have to happen. But
I do think that she knows what's going on and she is playing this smart. She's not just...
I mean, we got to remember that kind of like, this is 3 years before the apocalypse, before the bomb went off.
There's a reason why she put those spells on Mallory and Coco, and there's a reason why they're all there. The only thing that's not explained with that theory, or any theory really, is what happened to Emily and Cody, or not Cody.
Maybe it's like a red herring. This is supposed to throw us off from the beginning.
I still think there's something, like, I really hope that it's not. I really hope that they're going to bring back and explain those characters, because everybody else made sense why they were there. They either came with somebody who was a witch who was supposed to be there, like they did.
What about those two other guys, like the two gay guys?
The two gay guys, they came with, what is her name, Dinah?
I don't think she get the game with Dinah.
Yes, they did.
The game with Dinah?
And then the
gotta pay attention more.
The hairdresser and Mallory came with Coco.
So did Joan Collins, the grandma.
And it just made no sense why they were those two people were specifically picked out to come to the coven unless they were a witch and a warlock.
Maybe Michael invited them there. And we just don't even know. Maybe somewhere.
Then why wouldn't he bring them back after they died?
Maybe he did. We just haven't seen it.
See, I want some reveals of that.
Because the last two episodes have only taken place in the past.
So yeah, we're in flashbacks.
We're still in flashbacks. We have not seen kind of like from the moment that Phoenix Girls
2021. Basically.
Yeah. So
lots to look forward to. This episode definitely wasn't as exciting for me as last week's. But
I was so happy to see Misty Day. Like, she is my
I know
witch.
You love her.
Come on.
You love her so much.
You swim in the bayous of Louisiana. You use that little swamp mud.
I know, that was funny. It's not a Louisiana mud. It's Lipton. Sorry.
It's not the same thing I would have given you. Yeah. You know, but he's got the perfume of hell. Now featured at Macy's.
Yay! Yes. Oh, yeah, the smell of death. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. And please tune in next week for our American Horror Story review and series.
Return to Murder House! We're going to return to the Murder House where it all began. We're going to see people. We have to see Tate. We have to see Tate.
Oh, yeah, we have to see Tate.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm excited. They're going to bring back those characters. Oh, maybe they're going to bring back the guy who was killed at the gas station as a different character.
Was he in that season? I don't think he was in that season, though. He was in a Murder House, but they're going to probably bring back Tate.
I'm excited. Tate's my favorite. But like this video, please leave us a comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to check out our other videos and know when we go live.
We will be doing this every week because we love American Horror Stories. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Hey.